Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I'm your host Ant, and this is our Record Store Day Black Friday special. So we're just gonna let this fade out. We'll get into the music. So Record Store Black Friday came and went. Obviously that is at the end of No Shave November. And haven't had a chance to listen to everything that I got, but a lot of the stuff I'm familiar with. These are some re-releases on vinyl. We have got a ton of stuff to get to this week. So let's hop into it. Got several releases, including one box set. Of course there's a box set. There's always a box set, right? It's not the Opeth box set. It's in customs. It's somewhere, I think, in Queens, New York, and it should be coming to me shortly. So we have that. So first thing we got here, all right? First time release on vinyl. It was released earlier this year as part of the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge box set. That's right, talking about Van Hagar, right? Van Halen, the Sammy Hagar version. Here is the official Black Friday hype sticker right there for RSD Black Friday. And this is the Van Halen Live in Dallas album. So that's the front cover there. There's the back. And if you notice, it says sides 1, 2, and 3. Well, what's on side 4? We'll take a look at that too. We got a gatefold here. And you see pictures from this concert, which was in Dallas at the Marketplace. This was a makeup concert. Sammy Hagar had played there earlier and had strep and a cold and his throat was shot. So he said that he was going to play a concert for them and make it up to them for free. All right. And this he ended up doing this, and it's live at the West End Marketplace, Dallas, Texas, December 4th, 91. So let's see. That is a long time ago, several years back, obviously, decades back. And you notice there's a very hirsute Eddie Van Halen right there, rocking the beard, all right? And this was part of the For Unlawful Knowledge box set that was released earlier this year. And they didn't wait long to get this out to the masses. The record itself, all right, they're a beautiful Christmas red vinyl almost. And we'll take a look at just one slab and one side of one slab. And it may be hard to make out, but you have the VH Reimagined logo that they put out once Sammy joined the band. And this is a kick-ass set. Same set that was on the box set, which I've been enjoying since it was released. And, great tunes on here. We've got Pound Cake, Judgment Day, There's Only One Way to Rock, the Sammy classic. Run Around, Why Can't This Be Love? Panama from the DLR era of the band. Political Blues. Finish What You Started from Y2S1E11-RSD. I Can't Drive 55. Best of Both Worlds and Top of the World. So a very rockin' set from Van Halen on Live in Dallas 1991. RSD release number 1 that we're looking at. Second one we got for you, all right, is Mr. Tony Levin. Got my Stickman shirt on. If you're unfamiliar with Tony Levin, if he's not a household name to you, he's played with everybody. You name it. Peter Gabriel, King Crimson. He has his own group called the Stickmen. And this is his first solo album. It's got the OBI here, and it has a laundry list of guest artists on here. Colin Gatwood, David Torn, Earl Slick, Gary Husband, Jeremy Stacy, Jerry Marotta, Joe Caro, Larry Fast, Linnea Olson, Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Pat Mastelotto. All right, Pat's in Stickman with him, and also King Crimson. Pete Levin, his brother, Shankar, Mr. Robert Fripp, the amazing Steve Gadd, Steve Hunter, and Vinny Colaiuta, all right? And this is called Bringing It Down to the Bass, and this is a double album set. Take a look at one of the slabs of vinyl after I show you the gate on this. There's another beautiful gatefold. And with this, it also has some photography in here, mostly done by Tony himself. If you're familiar with Tony, you know that he does the tour diaries based on his, him being on tour with whoever he's on tour with, and he posts them to social media. So we'll take a look at one or two of the pictures in here, and it goes into, the songs as well. It coincides with that. And this is on a beautiful espresso vinyl. So let's take a look at that. Take a look at one slab of it. So you have a peek. And look at that. Just like they said, it is espresso. It is black and brown mixed together. Very cool looking. It's got an excellent track listing here. A ton of stuff. Tony's all over the place with his bass playing as far as, stylistically. And, it's one of those things. If you dig Tony Levin, there is, no matter what you dig of Tony Levin, there's something on here for you. You have it down. You start off with the title track, bringing it down to the bass. Me and My Axe, Boston Rocks. That has, I remember listening to that one the other day. That has Mr. Portnoy on there. Uncle Funkster, Turn It Over, Beyond the Bass Clef, Fire Across the Sky, Floating in Dark Waters. Then side C, Expressoville, Bungee Bass, Give the Cello Some, The Bass, Road Dogs on the drums, and finishing off with Coda. This was released earlier in the year on CD, but it does have an additional track. Very cool looking back photo there as well of Mr. Levin holding court with a number of his basses. So definitely worth checking out if you're a Levin fan. So you have that right there. So the next thing we have up here in our collection from Record Store Day is Purple Rarities from STP. This is celebrating the classic album's 30th anniversary with rare alternative versions, outtakes from the Purple sessions. I'm real glad to get this into my collection because they did put out box sets of Purple, Tiny Music, Songs from the Vatican, and Core in combination CD and vinyl box sets, and I didn't get the Purple one yet. Still hunting for it at a reasonable price. So I'm glad that they put this out because this is great. It's got an embossed, very cool, shiny little purple symbol in there. It's got a good track listing. Meat Plow, it's got an early version of that as well as an early version of Interstate Love Song. Acoustic version of Big Empty, which is fantastic. Army Ants, a demo of that. Unglued, a demo of that, as well as Kitchenware and Candy Bars demo. Dancing Days, She Knows Me Too Well, a demo, and an acoustic version of Interstate Love Song. And, plain sleeve, but of course it's purple, right? So you got a very cool looking purple vinyl there, and I think that's like the big gimme on a lot of the Record Store Day releases. You get these very cool, funky, colored vinyl versions of things, and you have that STP with Purple Rarities from the Purple Sessions. So got that in even the inner. It's hard to tell on this, but that's even purple as well. So very, very cool. You have that. Next up, talking about cool. As far as looks go, this is one of the coolest things that I picked up this time. And I am a Todd Rundgren fan. Always loved his 70s radio AM Gold. Love that stuff. All the great tracks like Hello, It's Me, We Gotta Get You a Woman. All that stuff is fantastic. And Todd kind of had like this dual identity. Still does to an extent. I mean, he's a producer extraordinaire. But aside from his production stuff, which is phenomenal, you can check his credits. Just amazing, amazing just resume stuff that guy's done from a production standpoint. He also liked to be very venturous with his music. So one of the things that he put out was this. This was Todd Rundgren's Utopia, the forerunner to Utopia. This was, running, coinciding with his solo career. And this is very cool. As per the hype sticker, this is the 50th anniversary of the first Utopia project. And it's got new liner notes, so they gave you those on this insert here. And it's only a 4-track album, but very experimental, lots of synthesizer on it. And you've got, the title track of Utopia, you got the Freak Parade, Freedom Fighters, and then all of side 2, which is the Icon. So just 4 tracks, but very, very cool. Take a look at the vinyl itself. This is a funky purple, blue, galaxy-like slab of vinyl right there with the Bearsville labels on it, which Todd was a big member of that label. So you have that. So very, very, very cool. Todd Rundgren, and the Icon. I mean, you want to talk about, this is, the precursor to his really progressive stuff. Precursor is 30 minutes long, on side 2 there. Very awesome. It's funny, I was reading something about this, and they said that it was a instrumental album. That's funny because I hear singing on it, and there's lyrics on the back cover. So that's that. So there's the back cover as well. And there you have it. Todd Rundgren's Utopia right there. So next up we have on our Record Store Black Friday extravaganza this week is U2. All right, we got U2, and this one is How to Reassemble an Atomic Bomb. I want to talk about not waiting long, like Van Halen earlier this year put out the For Unlawful Cardinal Knowledge. That's a mouthful. It's easy when you just say. Box set. Well, last week, U2 put out their box set of How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb, and one of the albums in there was this. All right, so already 1 week later, and they're already cashing in on putting out a standalone on how to reassemble an atomic bomb. And with this, all right, this is all stuff that was from the vaults, okay? And it comes with this cool poster of the band. It's the album cover again. Get that open for you right there. Very neat looking. So you have that as one of the little gimmies in this set. Also, it is a beautiful red, deep red and black vinyl. So you have that. All right. And with this, you have a really, really good track listing of stuff that had not been released prior to last week, in most cases on this set. So you have on here Pictures of You, X plus W, Evidence of Life, Luckiest Man in the World, Treason, I Don't Want to See You Smile, Country Mile, Happiness, Are You Gonna Wait Forever, Theme from the Batman, and All Because of You 2. We've got the hype sticker here as well. Take a peek at that. So you've got that as far as the new U2 album, first standalone from the How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb album. So how cool is that? So the next one we have for you here is another one where it's stuff from a box set. It seems to be another theme that's running this Record Store Day Black Friday, and that would be, yes, they put out earlier the Fragile box set, and this is the Fragile Yes Outtakes. Pretty plain packaging on this one. Of course, this is the classic line of Anderson, Bruford, Howe, Squire, and Wakeman, and of course, it's the first time on vinyl. You got the great Roger Dean artwork on the back. And the vinyl itself is fairly simple, little peekaboo sleeve there. Roger Dean's artwork there, track listing there. We'll talk about that for a second. Hope you guys are having fun with this week's episode. I certainly am. So on this we have, and this is all stuff that was on the Fragile box set released earlier. On this you have the early rough mix of Roundabout, All Fighters Pez, which is the Steven Wilson mix, which you guys know I'm a huge Steven Wilson fan, so I totally dig that. We have the full version of We Have Heaven, also mixed by Steven Wilson. South Side of the Sky, an early take of that. 5% for Nothing, the alternative version of that, Long Distance Runaround and The Fish, Chandeliera Prematuris, the alternative version of that, Mood for a Day, an alternative version of that, and it finishes off with the alternative version of Heart of the Sunrise. So you have that. So you have this album to add to the Yes catalog as far as vinyl, and it seems like there's never an end to the stuff as far as Yes goes. And if you notice inside, once you take out the vinyl, you still have the same artwork there by Mr. Dean. Very cool, very awesome stuff to have in the collection. So moving right along, we're getting down to the last two. And what do we got left? All right, so what's left? Not much. Not much is left. This is another 50th anniversary edition. It's on 2-colored vinyl. It's got the Obi right there. RSD Black Friday, Tangerine Dream. All right, I gotta admit, I'm not a huge Tangerine Dream fan, but this was an interesting release. And, I figured let me give it a shot. And I did listen to side one of this. What dragged me into this release was that it's basically the band, 50 years ago, just almost 50 years ago to the date, November 20th at live at Kelvin Hall in Glasgow in 74. So we'll take a look at the front of the album, back of the album with the track list. And track listing is kind of unusual because it's basically about as experimental as it gets. It's them, it's Tangerine Dream performing their music, creating these soundscapes in front of a live audience, basically really for the first time. And it's very interesting listening. If you like ambient music, if you like stuff like drone and early experimental avant-garde stuff, as far as just almost like I said, very ambient, almost like soundtrack music in a way. They're a very cool band. I do like them. So you have that, and we'll take a look at both slabs of vinyl. All right, so you have pictures of them in a live setting, getting prepared, and this is on a gorgeous, this slab, the first slab is on a beautiful, almost like sun or lemon yellow or canary yellow vinyl. And the track listing, I mean, it's as bare bones as you get. Basically, side one is Live at Kelvin Hall Part 1. Side 2 is Live at Kelvin Hall Part 2. Side 1 is Side 1. Side 2 is Side 2. Makes sense. Side 3 is Side 3. But Side 4 is not Side 4. Side 4 is not Live at Kelvin Hall. With that is live at Meta Music Festival, National Gallery, Berlin, October 13th of 74. So it predates this. The remainder of the concert, and it's on a pretty cool looking turquoise disc. I did take the opportunity to listen to one of the two albums, I should say. I listened to the Kelvin Hall A/B side this morning. It's very, very interesting, very relaxing, very cool. And inside they give you all sorts of information regarding the show itself and the gatefold, so you could check that out right here. And it's like I said, kind of dipping my toe in the water with Tangerine Dream. I had listened to some stuff online, never really owned anything before, so yeah, you have this, and I'm glad to add this one as well. All right, so for our final purchase of Record Store Day Black Friday this year, we did pick up one of the boxes. Okay, a lot of double albums, a lot of live albums. So this is a live album and it's a box, and this thing is a monster. Show you the hype sticker. So you got the hype sticker right there. Record Store Black Friday, recorded May 8th of 70 at Cobo Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, from Los Angeles, California, The Doors. Mr. Mojo Rising right there, live at Detroit. And this thing is one of those infamous shows. from this time period for the Doors in 1970. It's got a phenomenal track listing. Show you the back right there real quick with the track listing and all the members of the band present. And we'll take a look at the goodies. All right, so first thing we have in here is this. So, cool thing about this box set is you got 4 slabs of vinyl, all completely filled. Going to show you, the sleeves themselves. The backs are all the same. The only difference on the back of the sleeves are it shows you the track listing, per record. On the front, on each one, you have a different member of the Doors. Obviously, got Robbie Krieger right here. Got Krieger kind of here, and you got Densmore. Then you've got the one and only Mr. Mojo Rising, James Douglas Morrison. And finally, covered underneath all this hair, you really can't see him. Ray Manzarek's in there somewhere. So that's the box set. And let's talk about the track listing a little bit. It's a complete show from Kovo. And they also had on guest on harmonica and guitar on 2 tracks, John Sebastian, Levin Spoonful. And this was one of those infamous shows that's talked about. There's been some misinformation about it, like Little Red Rooster being played. Little Red Rooster wasn't played during the show. This is the complete track listing on it. What it does have on here is an extra hour of music. Morrison really liked to challenge the audience, and more so the promoter and the hall itself. And he went an hour past their allotted time. And what a great track list it has here. They listed as they have them tuning up. Then you have the Roadhouse Vamp, Hello to the Cities, Dead Cats, Dead Rats, Break On Through to the Other Side, Alabama Song, one of my favorite songs when I used to work in the nightclubs. That was always one of the songs I would choose to play at the end of the night when you had to get out of our club. You didn't have to go home, but you didn't have to stay there. So show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Great version of Backdoor Man, 5-1. Roadhouse Blues, You Make Me Real, Ship of Fools. Then side C is all one song when the music's over. Side D, you've got the Curtis Mayfield tune, People Get Ready, Mystery Train, Away in India, Crossroads, more tuning, and then Chuck Berry's Carol. Side E, long version of Light My Fire. Then side F, Been Down So Long and Love Hides. You had a lot of interplay on this live album of stuff that ended up going on to the Morrison album, American Prayer, one of my favorites in their catalog. I don't know why, I'm a big poetry fan. And just to listen to the way he processed language, just amazing. Side F, Been Down So Long and Love Hides. Then you have Mean Mustard Blues, reprise of Carol. Close to You, I'm a King Bee. A lot of blues stuff on this one too. Rock Me Baby and Heartbreak Hotel. And then side H, another full album side of The End. Recording on it's a little sketchy in places. They talk about it in the write-up here in the gatefold. But it is worth having, most definitely, if you're a Doors fan. I'm still pissed that I didn't get the last Doors release live. Hoping at some point I'll find it in my travels. But I made sure I was third in line this time. And speaking of which, I really would like to thank John and Dennis and James over at Disc and Dat Records in Bethel, Connecticut. I went to them for Record Store Black Friday this year. It's a great little shop. If you're in Connecticut or even just over the New York border, go check them out. Tell them I said hello. Tell them, Aunt sent me. Really neat. So that is everything I have for you this week. I know it's a long episode. I apologize. Hopefully next week will be shorter. Hopefully the damn Opeth shows up next week. Whatever's going on in customs, get that damn album to me, please. I'm dying to hold it. I'm tactile. So until next week, keep coming back. Hope you enjoyed this week's show. It was a lot of fun for me. Hopefully it was fun for you too. And I'll see you next week. And as I always say, peace, one love, music. I'm out.